let's jump right in. Welcome to this explainer on a topic that is absolutely crucial right now, protecting seniors from digital fraud and AI deception. This whole initiative is organized and presented by the amazing folks at the Humans for Peace Institution, and it's proudly supported by the New Horizons for Seniors program, which is an initiative by Service Canada and the Government of Canada. We're here to empower you with the exact tools you need to navigate the digital world safely and confidently. So let's get started.
Now ask yourself, could you spot a fake AI video? It's funny, right? Because most of us firmly believe, oh yeah, I can spot a scam from a mile away. We rely on our gut instincts, all that life experience, and our common sense. But here's the reality. Artificial intelligence has completely flipped the script. It changed the rules of the game entirely. Scammers aren't just firing off those old, poorly spelled emails anymore. Oh no, they're using highly sophisticated tech to create illusions that look, sound, and feel incredibly real.
I mean, just think about this number, $4.89 billion. That staggering amount is what older Americans lost to elder fraud in 2024 alone. That is a massive 43% jump from the previous year. To put that into perspective, that's billions with a B stolen by professionals whose literal full-time job is to bypass our human defenses. If you've been targeted, you are certainly not alone, and let me tell you, there is absolutely zero shame in it. So, here is our roadmap for today. We'll quickly look at the new face of fraud, demystify how these AI scams actually work, figure out how to spot fake videos, protect your cloned voice, and finally, build up your digital resilience. We're going to equip you with actionable, everyday defense strategies you can start using literally today. All right, Section 1, the new face of fraud. Let's really look at the scale of this threat. We need to face the reality of modern scams and completely strip away any of the stigma or shame for the folks who face these highly sophisticated targeted attacks. The sheer volume of complaints is just wild. It shows us that tech support scams and personal data breaches aren't just isolated incidents. They're massive, systemic issues hitting thousands of people every single day. Why? Well, older adults are often prime targets because, they tend to have good credit scores, established retirement savings, and a genuine trust in authority. Scammers absolutely exploit that innate trust on an industrial scale. They basically treat fraud like it's a highly organized corporate business. And when you see the financial devastation, especially that $1.2 billion lost just to investment scams, it becomes vividly clear why we've got to learn to protect ourselves. Get this, the average monetary loss for an elder fraud victim sits at nearly $34,000. We aren't talking about pocket change here. This is retirement savings, homes, livelihoods that took decades of hard work to build, just wiped out in a matter of days, sometimes even hours. Moving on to Section 2, how AI scams work. Let's demystify the tech behind the deception. The key here is understanding the exact tools these scammers are using. Older adults grew up in a time where a real voice on the phone and a real face on a screen meant exactly that, reality. That used to be a profound strength, right? But today, scammers are directly exploiting it.
For example, let's talk about AI voice cloning. Did you know scammers can now replicate your exact voice and tone using as little as 3 seconds of recorded audio? Just 3 seconds! Literally just answering the phone with, "Hello, who is this?" gives them enough to capture your unique vocal footprint. They grab these tiny snippets from your social media or even your voicemail greeting to create incredibly convincing family emergency calls. They are weaponizing your deepest affections. I mean, there was a recent case of an 86-year-old grandmother handing over $6,000 because she absolutely swore she was speaking to her granddaughter who was crying for help.
But it goes way beyond just cloned voices. The mechanics behind AI scams use a full-on digital arsenal. Scammers generate deepfake videos of loved ones or government officials that look flawless. They use AI to draft these perfectly spelled, highly personalized phishing emails. They don't have those obvious typos anymore. They'll even create fake proof-of-life extortion photos by ripping innocent pictures right off social media and digitally placing your loved ones in staged, dangerous scenarios. These programs scrape public directories to figure out exactly who you love and what you care about. But hey, knowing these specific tactics, that is your very first step in neutralizing them completely. Okay, Section 3, spotting fake AI videos. Let's talk about using human imperfection as your absolute best defense. We're going to take our beautiful, everyday human quirks and turn them into a shield against artificial intelligence. Think about it. Real people stumble over words. We change our pace, we take natural, audible breaths between sentences, we've got irregular blinks and subtle eye shifts when we're thinking about what to say. AI? Well, AI is usually just a little too polished. It features flawless, unnatural skin, unblinking, dead stares, and a voice that has a strangely flat, robotic rhythm without any hesitation or filler words like or ah. It's just a bit too perfect,
So here's the playbook. The 4 signs smart seniors use to spot these fakes. First up, watch the eyes carefully. You're looking for an unnatural, locked-in gaze or just perfectly timed mechanical blinking that feels uncanny. Second, check the hair and skin. Does it look uniformly smooth, almost like a video game character? Third, listen really closely to the voice. Is there breath? Is there natural hesitation? And fourth, analyze the story itself. Real emergencies build naturally. If the story is vague on details but immediately pushes heavy guilt, fear, or demands you react emotionally right this very second, ding ding ding, your internal alarms should be ringing. Always rely on these visual and audio cues.
Moving to Section 4, protecting your cloned voice. These are simple steps to secure your identity. Now that we know exactly how they clone voices, with just a 3-second clip, let's lock down your voice so it can't be stolen in the first place. These 5 steps are incredibly effective, and you can honestly do them today. First, switch your phone to an automated robotic voicemail greeting instead of using your own voice. Second, create a unique family safe word. Something simple, like maybe a childhood pet's name. That way, if someone calls claiming an emergency, you just ask for the word. Boom. Third, limit posting videos with your voice on public social media. Fourth, avoid using voice biometric verifications, meaning don't use your voice as a password for banking or phone accounts. And finally, number 5, when answering an unknown number, just let the caller speak first. Depriving a scammer of your voice deprives them of the very audio they need to clone you. It's a total game changer.
Finally, Section 5, building digital resilience. We're focusing on community support and the power to pause. This is all about leveraging our communities and continuing our education to build long-term protection against these threats.
If you take away just one thing today, let it be this: the pause principle. If a situation feels engineered to push your emotions fast, like demanding immediate money for bail or threatening you with an urgent government fine, stop. Just slow down. This is your ultimate superpower, taking a breath to break that engineered urgency. Hang up the phone, verify the story by calling your loved one directly on a number you already know. You can even type the text of a weird email into a tool like ChatGPT and ask, hey, is this a known scam? Taking back your time literally strips away their power.
And listen, you don't have to do this alone. Programs like Cyber Seniors are showing us the immense, beautiful value of intergenerational digital literacy. They've actually trained over 25,000 elderly individuals by pairing them with young mentors to navigate tech safely. It's proof that digital defense is fundamentally a community effort. We protect each other by sharing knowledge, sharing our experiences, and getting rid of the stigma around talking about these scams.
This quote absolutely hits the nail on the head. We all need to adopt this mindset. Whenever you get an email, a sudden phone call, or see a shocking video online, ask yourself, is this message trying to inform me, or is it trying to blindly manipulate my emotions? If you feel that sudden, unnatural spike of fear or urgency or guilt, stop. Take a breath. That emotional spike, that's the exact moment the scammer is trying to bypass your logic. Which leaves us with one final vital question. Who in your life needs to hear this information right now? By sharing this explainer with a friend, a neighbor, or a family member, you're actively making the whole community stronger and way harder to fool. The reality is, AI is only going to get more sophisticated, but our human intuition, our deep empathy, and our community bonds, those will always be infinitely smarter. Next time your phone rings and a strange voice demands something urgent, just ask yourself, are you talking to a machine or are you in control? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Stay safe, remember the pause principle, and we'll see you next time.